thoughts on how you feel about being sort of a role model for like the young lesbian community.
You know, it's like when I think about like when I was in high school and I was thinking about my sexuality, and there was no internet, there was no real figures. We sort of figured out who Ani DeFranco was, and I knew who like Kathleen Hanna was, and I sort of was like, I mean, I was aware of the Riot Girl movement and all that kind of stuff, but like the actual access that we had to those things was so minimal, and you really had to like go digging for it. And so like the idea that that's really changed for a whole generation of people, it's like not just to us, it's like it's TV, it's movies, it's bands, it's like it's literature, like all sorts of stuff. Like the fact that we as a collective group are all made much more available to kids who are looking for resources and stuff is like, I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we're for everybody, and the lesbian community has shown us a lot of support, and a lot of our audience is female, and we get so many emails from kids, but we also get like emails from like parents and like friends and like sisters and brothers and stuff who are like, oh my god, you know, so and so in my life has come out, and you guys are like a living example, like of a lifestyle of success, of like healthy lifestyle choices, and like making do with like, I guess, like still like having to deal with stereotypes and homophobia and like all that kind of stuff, but like you're like a living example that they can sort of like have in their mind when they're going through what they're going through. And I didn't have that, so the fact that we would be that for people is obviously like so cool and rewarding and everything. It happens to us all the time, or I'll meet people and they'll be like, yeah, well that's what you guys are doing, and we're gay, but we don't want to be a part of that whole thing. And you're like, what whole thing? You know, like, and it's not just us. I mean, there was a whole generation before us that came out, Melissa Etheridge and the Indigo Girls and like Katie Lang and everybody. Like those people are trailblazers, because like it wasn't cool, and it wasn't hipster, and it wasn't hot, and it wasn't Melrose Place. You know, it wasn't a good thing. And now it's like, because of the community that we're a part of, you know, in the indie rock world or whatever, like, you know, you can have someone like Beth, you know, Ditto from the Gossip, like, be like, yeah, like, I'm gay, and she's like kind of a sex symbol, and she's like super heavy, and she's just like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, God, that just 10 years ago when we were like starting out, that would never have been how it was. But there seems to be a flexibility. But then on the other hand, you know, like we talk about this a lot, like, you know, the mainstream radio world that we're trying to fit into is still like extremely sexist and homophobes, and like it's just like you're always battling, like, and I don't think that when you're on the outside of that, I don't think that you feel how often you have to battle. Like, only the people who are in that circle really understand, you know.
Hey, what? You're kicking my leg.
Yeah.
Do you think that's more of a women in the business thing, or lesbians in the business thing?
I think that it's women in the business, but I also think that it is like, you know, it's sort of like, you know, intensified when you have so many of the other box checked. Listen, there's inequality for all sorts of types of people. Like, it certainly isn't just like women in the business, but people are like, oh, there's so much more female music coming out, and I'm like, God, it's just not the music. It's like, how many female program directors, how many female lighting directors, how many female sound people, guitar techs, bass players, you know, magazine editors. I mean, like, it's an imbalance in all different levels of the industry that we're in, and we see it every day. And it's like, it's not abnormal to walk into a club and see like 12 crew guys. If I walked in and saw 12 girls just like in like cut off black shorts with like little microphones, I'd be like, where the hell are we? What the hell is this? You know, like, because it would just be so shocking, and it's like so.
It'd be pretty amazing.
It's so common for us to just see males filling the roles of our industry that it's like, that's to me where the change has to come. Of course there's females being played on the radio. Of course there's like fantastic, amazing, inspirational music being made by women. But that's not the only thing that we deal with every day. Most of the time we're dealing with like the producers of TV shows and executives and program directors and agents and marketing people, and most of those people are guys.
Yeah.
They just are. They just are. And so that's like where I would like to see the change. And I don't think that's like guys' fault, you know, like, I don't think men are like, you know, whatever, like, I think that it's a societal thing. Like, we have to empower and inspire people, not just to play guitars. Like, that was like so 90s, you know, like people are like, girls can play guitar too. Yeah, and they can also run the, you know, the $100,000 digital board that we're trucking around. Like, you know, like, where are those girls? Like, where are the ones that want to turn the knobs and stuff? And that's, to me, like, where girls like us can be inspirational for people, like, you know, producers, everything. There's literally a shortage of women in all elements of our industry. Maybe not necessarily on the radio anymore, but in everything else, I think there is. Yeah. You're disgusting. I mean, like...
In the bag right there. there's a piece of paper, and I wonder if we could discuss this.
This is high school. Do you have a picture of you when you're 17?
I look really cute.
Definitely. You're just about to make the decision to get a cool haircut, finally. 17 years old.
I love this vest. This is my dad. The vest that Tegan is wearing is actually my dad's vest from the 70s. Loved it.
10 years has
Love
gone by.
these.
God, we're old.
Yeah.
Love these kids.